Bada bing, bada boom. Geeks are back at it again. Let's go. We got prediction and picks. UFC Vegas 55. Holm versus Ketlen Vieira going down at the Apex. We're going to break it down every single fight. Geeks visions from the bottom to the top. Let's get it rolling. All right, first bout of the night at the Apex. It's going to be Elise Reed stepping out against Sam Hughes. Elise Reed is 5-1. Sam Hughes is 6-4. All right, Elise Reed in her last showing, I mean, we faded her. It was Corey McKenna. We thought that Corey McKenna was just going to be a more complete, put-together fighter. It turned out that Elise Reed was just way, way, way bigger and was way more put together than Corey McKenna. I don't know why it was a split decision. I saw it. I mean, I guess Corey McKenna had a lot of takedowns, but she didn't get too much damage off. Elise Reed is good, man. I think that she can strike pretty hard for a female, and I think that her stand-up's definitely something to worry about. On the other hand, she can be taken down, and you know how these girls' bouts go. Sam Hughes in her last scrap, she fought, lost the first round, came back, busted those 2-3 out with a lot of wrestling pressure. Sam Hughes is pretty good. I think I'm going to ride with Elise Reed on this one. She's a really big girl at 115. That's what this is going to be at. So give me Elise Reed, decent number. Dano, let's hear it.
Yeah, I'm sticking with Elise Reed too. Both these chicks had their previous fights. I didn't think they were as good as they were, and they went out and they had good performances. So credit to both of these girls, but I feel like Elise Reed's just going to be a little more rangy with the strikes. And if she can't get taken down, or if she can stop, the multiple takedowns that Hughes is going to bring at her, I feel like she's going to succeed on the feet. If this does go to the ground, Sam Hughes can grind it out and just lay on top of her and get ground strikes up, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think Elise Reed's going to come out, be bouncy on the feet, in and out, and she'll take it home by decision.
Yeah, Goosey, what you got?
Yeah, I'm going with Elise Reed too. Not going too in depth with this one. I just think that Corey McKenna is better than Sam Hughes. Elise Reed had a good showing there, and I think Sam Hughes is riding a little bit of a high coming off that recent victory. A victory that I think she fought a girl in Estela Nunez that was a little bit overrated and a good matchup for her. I don't think that Elise Reed will be as good of a matchup, and I think she rushed herself into this one a little bit too much. And I think Elise Reed gets it done.
Yeah, Fishman, what you got?
Same page as you boys. I'm on Elise Reed for the fact being, this girl's 5-1, Sam Hughes 6-4. So Sam Hughes 1-3 in the UFC. Elise Reed is split at 1-1. But this girl, Elise Reed, she's a former champ at Cage Fury. So she's a little savage. So let's go with Elise Reed.
And yes. Elise Reed had a good showing against Jasmine Jasudavicius, who is a proven killer in there. So I think that rates are pretty high in my book.
Yes, sir.
These are the facts. Let's move into the next boot. We got the UFC stallion, or I should say the wannabe stallion. I don't know if that's pressing him too hard, but we got Chase Hooper stepping into the octagon against Felipe Colarus. I'm going to keep this one pretty simple, man. Felipe Colarus has never been subbed. He's fought some pretty good guys. Decent competition. If you look at his resume, there's a couple guys on there that, you see getting finishes nowadays. Couldn't get a finish on Felipe Colarus. The guy's squirmy. He's got a lot of submissions himself back in the day. The only problem with this matchup is that he is at a 5-inch height disadvantage. And Chase Hooper is already making a big cut to get down to 45. So this is going to be definitely a big size difference here. I don't really like to pick Chase Hooper because I don't think that he really deals too much damage. I feel like he's always playing defense and only can win by catching a submission. And I'm sticking to my guns. Felipe Colarus, he's not getting subbed. He's just going to beat up Chase Hooper for 3 rounds as long as it lasts. Let's go Goosey off rip.
I'm gonna pull a little switch here, and I'm picking Chase Hooper. I think that and the stats do back this up. I don't know if the level of competition there is much for Chase Hooper, but I think he'll be the better stand-up fighter in this one. And I think Felipe Colarus will be trying to get it to the ground. And if he's trying to get it to the ground, that's going to be Chase Hooper's area of most comfort. I think on the feet, though, Chase Hooper has been working on that karate style. He was getting some good punches off in the third round against Steven Peterson. And Steven Peterson had a good showing last time out against Julian Erosa. I think people are overlooking Chase Hooper a bit. And I think this is a good matchup for him to go out and get back on the radar. So I'm going to take Chase Hooper at underdog value.
It's definitely going to be the bigger guy. Fishman, what you got?
I'm riding with Chase Hooper, baby. I mean, these guys are actually super similar. I mean, Chase Hooper, 2-2 in the UFC, Felipe, 2-3, both got 5 subs, and both, they're not known for being stand-up guys, but both of these guys have never been finished. So, I mean, I know I'm just going with Chase Hooper for the value here, brother. Let's ride.
There is good value. This is good value. I will give you this. Dano, what do you have?
All right, we're going to need a deciding vote because I'm going to ride with Colarus. And a big red flag when I look into fighters and whatnot is very good BJJ with no wrestling. And I feel like that's what Hooper's got right now. He can't get you to the ground. And when he does, he's looking for like tricks for you to fall into something. And I don't think Colarus is going to be doing that. Colarus is a black belt himself. And he's just more fundamentally sound, technical with his ground game compared to Hooper, who's spry and sporadic. And I think it showed because Chase Hooper, I believe, had a fight against Renato Moicano, a grappling fight, and he lost. Renato Moicano is more technical, a little more old school, and he really had no problem with Hooper. So I think Colarus is going to be able to do that. However, I do see a Hooper argument in this because Hooper's been training with Wonder Boy. And I feel like that style will be good against Colarus if it can be effective. But Hooper, I feel like he's one of those guys where he just has to show me first. I can't trust Hooper from his past performances. I feel like he's got a big ceiling, but I got to see it first. So I'm going to go with Colarus.
Yeah. All right. Well, I mean, I can't even stress about how much bigger he's going to be in this matchup. I mean, they really want him to win a fight in the UFC. They want to keep this guy in here. But we'll see what happens. We're going to the next boot. We got Jonathan Martinez versus Vince Morales. This is going to be a hell of a scrap, boys. Jonathan Martinez, 15-4. Vince Morales, 11-5. Vince Morales, man. When I first looked at this fight, I was like, okay, Jonathan Martinez, easy. And then, I started looking into it more. And Vince Morales is making like some crazy improvements, like each fight. Like, I really wouldn't be surprised if this guy comes out and just looks 2 times as good as he did in his last performance. It just seems like the guy's bought in and he's just on the right path with the right guys, training with the right, at the right place. He's just coming off a knockout Luis Smolka. We all just saw how durable Luis Smolka was in his last outing with Davey Grant. Yes, he got knocked out in the 3rd round, but he had to eat haymakers for a full 10 minutes before we could even get to that point. On the other hand, Jonathan Martinez, I still do think is going to win this fight. He's just more crafty and his distance control is just exactly what he's going to need in this kind of matchup. Vince Morales is training those big overhands. So yes, that's something I'm concerned about. But I think Jonathan Martinez has got so many explosive maneuvers and tricks. This guy throws knees. He throws spinning shit. I mean, he's very dialed. He's very dialed, very accurate. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Jonathan Martinez end this fight beginning of the 2nd round. That's my pick. Let's go Dano off rip.
I love this fight. I think it's going to be a scrap. I think it's going to be a on the feet banger for as long as it goes, but I'm going to throw in a mini lock right here at under 2.5. I think there's going to be a finish. I'm going to side with Martinez. I feel like he's crisper, he's cleaner, he's better in like the weird spots, like you said, of the spinning attacks. So I feel like he's going to be able to get it done. Martinez.
Yeah, Goose.
I am going to pick Jonathan Martinez, and the main thing that is making me confident in him in this matchup is leg kicks. He throws a good leg kick, and Vince Morales has been having success, but a common thing in guys that beat him is they all have good leg kicks. Benito Lopez, known for good leg kicks. Chris Gutierrez, very good leg kicks. And in their fight, Chris Gutierrez outstruck him 60-8, knocked him down twice, and then finished him with a kick for the KO. So I think those leg kicks are going to start piling up, and by the mid to end of the first round, we'll see Morales limping in there, throwing big shots, just kind of throwing up prayers, and then Martinez is really going to be able to pick and pop from there. So give me Chris Martinez, and I'm feeling pretty solid about that one if he can get out of the way of that right overhand.
All right, we will give you Jonathan Martinez. All right, Fishman, what do you got?
Give me Tony Ferguson.
Jonathan Martinez, Vince Morales. I do think this is going to be one of the best fights of the night. Yeah, Martinez. The only time he's been finished was by Davy Grant, and Davy Grant is a little bit of a fucking hard dude to finish. He's a tough guy, and Factory X Muay Thai, like Goose said, kicks. But yeah, this dude's on a 2-win streak. Vince Morales, but I don't know. I think Jonathan Martinez gets this job done. Maybe the line's a little too high. I don't know, but I'm going Martinez on this one.
These are the facts. All right, let's move into the next boot. We got another banger, man. This is a sleeper card. This is going to be one of those cards that pops off. I'm telling you right now. We got Omar Morales, 11-2, versus the boy, Uros Medic, 7-1. Wow. I mean, Uros Medic, I was all over this hype train. He comes out in his last fight against Jalen Turner. Jalen Turner just looks like he's a weight class above him. That's like what I got. You know, when they step in the octagon, I just kind of realized myself like, holy shit, you know, this is kind of a mismatch in size. In this matchup, though, we got Omar Morales, who has gone down to 45 in the past, and this fight is at 55. So Medic is looking at complete opposite side of the ball field here. He's going to have a smaller opponent that he's going to be able to, you know, touch up a little bit. Last fight, he kind of just kept getting cornered. Morales does have good jiu-jitsu, but I think Medic is good enough to avoid a lot of those tough scrambles. And I think that he's going to be able to lay some hands on Morales. I mean, one thing I do know about Morales' fights is they're entertaining, and it's mostly because it's give and take. I don't think you can play give and take with Uros Medic for very long. This guy's got combos for days, and he will find the chin. I think Uros Medic is going to get a big bounce back performance right here. I'm taking Uros Medic knockout. Let's go Fishman off rip.
Yes, sir. So Omar Morales, 3-2 in the UFC. He's a Dana White Contender Series alum from season 3. Got a knockout, but basically Omar, he's a Sanford MMA guy. Uros, King's MMA guy. But I'm riding with Uros for this reason. This dude's got a 100% finish rate. I think he's a stud, and the weight class thing, I think he's gonna be a little bit bigger. But I mean, his only loss was to Jalen Turner on a sub. I mean, you know, this dude's tough to finish, and I don't know. Omar Morales is also a tough dude to finish. He's never been knocked out on the feet. Both these guys never been finished standing up, so this is gonna be a banger. But I'm riding with Uros for that underdog play.
Yeah, that last finish was kind of weird because it felt like Turner like was finishing him on the feet, and he kind of just like cringed down and went into the sub. So it was weird. But
Yeah.
Goose, what do you got?
Yeah. Early on in this pick, I did like Omar Morales just for the gas tank. Uros Medic does a lot of his best work getting the first round finishes. Omar Morales has not been knocked out, but I'm siding with the doctor in this one. I think he's going to have the size advantage. I really like his skills. You know, he didn't have the best showing against Jalen Turner, but I think that's one of those. It is an L, but it's valuable for the lesson. You know, Jalen Turner's a savage in there, and he went in there, mixed it up for a little bit, and ultimately came out on the wrong side, got subbed, didn't take too much damage. And I think he's going to be able to learn from that. Another thing, Fish mentioned, Uros Medic is training at King's MMA out there. I I peeped his Instagram. I saw some footage. He's in there working with Vittori, which is, I mean, middleweight. But one that I did see was he's been working with Giga Chikadze. And you look at Omar Morales' record, he has an L to one Giga Chikadze. So I think Uros Medic is going to go in there with a little bit of a little bit better game plan than he would normally. And I think he's going to be a problem to deal with on the feet for a smaller guy. So I'm going to take Uros Medic. I like that plus value. Let's ride.
Yes, sir. Euros Medic plus 127. Morales minus 159. Dano, what do you got?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna be the odd man out here. I'm gonna go with Omar Morales, and what I just see from Medic is he's just a first round guy, and it's not like he can't not go out of the first round, but that's all he does is end it in the first round. He's had a fight back in Alaska FC, went to the second round only for a couple seconds, but emphasizing Alaska and their regional scene, I don't think it's the top tier or close to what it is, maybe down in Central America, South America, etc. Omar Morales is a dude. I think that if this goes longer, we can maybe see the Dr. Gas, and then Morales will start pushing the pace. So that's what I'm going for. I'm going Morales, late round finish.
Yeah. All right. We got both sides of the tape right there. All right. We're going to move into the next boot. We got some big old boys. We got Parker Porter, 13-6, stepping in against Gelton Almeida. And he's 15-2. And this guy is a big old killer. I think the odds on this one come out around minus 800 now that they're at. Yep. I saw it at minus 600 earlier in the week. So that thing is crashing. And it's probably because Gelton Almeida is going to pack Porter's beef. This is just a mismatch. I think the only way that Parker Porter can win this fight is if he can find a way back to his feet about 45 times and have a really good gas tank out of nowhere, because I don't really see a way. I mean, this is one of those fights where it might just blow my mind, but I mean, I'm not going to play this anywhere, but Gelton Almeida should sub this guy in the first round. Let's go, Dano.
Yeah, not much to think about, and I don't think you should waste your time thinking about it. It's going to be Almeida. It's going to be by finish. That's my pick.
Goose.
Yeah, dude. Like, who made this matchup? Is what, like, how did that come about? Because it almost seems like so bad, like, for Parker Porter that like something weird's just gonna happen. But I don't think the UFC would take a chance on ruining Almeida's stock right now, because he really could be a problem for that light heavyweight division. I don't think they're gonna give him. I think Almeida has to win. I don't really see an area that Parker Porter can win. Maybe he trampolines Almeida off with those jiggles if Almeida shoots a takedown, but I don't think so. So I think Almeida gets it done in this one. I think it's going to be pretty quick, and people are going to be like, why was that a thing after,
Yeah. Yo, Fishman, you're a Parker Porter fan. What's your take?
Old Porky. Gelton is gonna fucking smash this dude, bro. Like, I just feel so bad. I mean, this guy, to be honest, it's probably gonna be a sub round one, to be honest. But I mean, there's no fucking way. Ain't no way. Gelton, baby, let's go.
Dude, watch it happen. You know what? We're gonna have no stakes. So you know what, man? I'm rooting for Parker Porter. Let's go, man. All right.
I will say first round knockout might be a little juiced, and he has some good kicks. I could see him getting the ground and pound or something. First round knockout might be worth it a little bit for Almeida.
All right, let's move into the next boot. The featured prelim boot. Joseph Holmes versus Alan Amidovsky. Joseph Holmes is 7-2. Amidovsky is 8-2. This is a middleweight scrap-a-rooney. I'm gonna be blatant. I do not know what's going to happen in this fight. These guys have not shown enough from either side to. I think Joseph Holmes has a lot of projectability. I think that he can be really good if he can like wrap everything together. But every time he steps in the octagon, his fight IQ just like really frustrates me. So I don't know what I'm gonna get out of him. And then on the other hand, you got a good plus 165 guy that's gonna sling some leather and bring some action. So I mean, on this one, I'm not gonna give a take because I mean, I just think that Joseph Holmes has more talent, so he should win. But I really don't know how this one's gonna go. Let's go, Dano off rep.
What's his name? Robert. God, I can't believe I said that. Holmes. All right, here we go. I like Joseph Holmes in this fight. I kind of liked him last fight against Pickett, and I took him against Pickett, but there were just, like you said, some moments in it where the IQ just wasn't there. And where he was having his downside was when he would enter the pocket and stay there with Pickett. Pickett was able to get off some shots and take him to the ground, I believe. So I think if he's going to want to have success in this fight, he's going to want to bounce on the outside, and he's got a big reach on this guy. I don't know about a big reach, sorry, but I think he's got a reach, and then he's got a big height advantage. So I think he's just going to keep distance, leg kicks. I can see this being a boring fight. Sticking to his game plan. Don't get too crazy, and give me Joseph Holmes.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Amidovsky, on the other hand, I mean, this guy only gets finishes. I mean, this guy is a absolute finishing machine, whether it's by way of win or loss. So this might get interesting. Goose, what you got?
Yeah, I'm gonna say Joseph Holmes, but like you can't really pick Alan Amidovsky right here because unless you're like a family member or like friends with him, what's he been doing? He hasn't fought since 2019. He's pulled out of 3 fights last year. I don't know what we're gonna get. I don't know what he's gonna look like in there. Like Joseph Holmes at least fought this year. He didn't fight great, but he showed up on short notice and gassed out in the second round and ended up going to a decision. Like he showed good skills in the first round. I think I've seen Ugly Man's face more recently in the octagon, and he looked okay. You look at Amidovsky's 2 fights in the UFC. He went to a decision with the decision king Jocko, and he got knocked out in 14 seconds. And again, this was in 2019. Like, I don't feel confident picking Alan Amidovsky. So by default, I'm picking Ugly Man Holmes in this one. That's the breakdown for me.
Fishman, what do you got?
He's got a fire mustache, boy. I'm riding Holmes, boy. But fucking yeah, I mean Joseph Holmes never been finished. I think he could have looked better against Pickett, but first fight in the UFC, you don't know what the hell is going on in his dome. But yeah, I'm riding with Joseph Holmes. Same reason as Goose, just he's more active right now. I can't go with the guy who's been fighting in 2019 getting splattered.
Yeah, well, that's the breakdown for the prelims. You want the main card scoop? You're going to have to click for the next video. Let's get after it, man. Tough week last week, but we're bouncing back, baby. Let's go.